Hello everybody, this is Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead. Guys, we're sorry we're not able to do the live stream tonight. You can thank Hurricane Hannah for that. We are getting all the feeder bands in here in South Mississippi.
Might even hear a little thunder right now because it's still doing it. We're trying to upload this early so you will have a video at 8, and because we can't go live, we have bad internet anyway.
Bad internet. It's been raining for 2 days now, and they're saying 3 to 4 more days of rain, which we're not going to complain because it's amazing. God's timing is amazing. We finished the ponds, and God said, let me fill them up for you. So the rains have not been torrential, like
they've been perfect.
Several inches an hour. They've been just a good steady rain, and it's been working out pretty good. So
yeah, and you know, it's good on our gardens. It's good on everything.
Really good.
It's not thundering and lightning, really. I mean, we can hear it in the distance some.
Every now and then you'll hear a thunder.
But I can go out and film in it with a rain jacket, and it's been pretty cool.
It's been pretty cool. Our high temperature has been in the mid-70s, so it's not been bad.
So
not bad windy or anything like that. Just good, steady rain. As a matter of fact, in this video, you may hear it on this metal roof up above us here. So.
Yeah, and it's been great because it cooled us off. We're not at the 100-degree temperatures. We're in the 70s with maybe the humidity might run it to 80, 85.
The humidity's up there in the mid-80s, but the greenhouse, the vents have not even opened up today. None of the fans have come on. So the greenhouse is taking care of itself. It's remaining at a decent temperature.
And one of the things we want to talk about is the greenhouse. Go back and watch. We have a nighttime tour, if you didn't see it. It's pretty awesome, of the greenhouse. But we've been harvesting some things in the greenhouse, like our peppers and different things. I get asparagus, some okra, things like that. But we haven't been doing a tour every time we do it because we're just busy. So
we are overly busy right now. I know a lot of y'all have wondered where are the videos every day at. Well, guys, when stuff comes in, you cannot wait, especially with perishable items like figs. Figs will not last. You know, when figs come in, you better do something with them that day. You know? And
the deal is, if I don't have enough to do a big cannon, I can put them in the freezer because I'm canning them whole.
Yeah.
And putting them in the freezer doesn't mess with the fig at all.
Right.
And I just I take them off the tree and put them straight in the freezer. When I get ready, I take them out, thaw them somewhat, dump them in my hot juice, get them to where I need them, and make it. So figs is something, if you're going to use them, you either freeze them or use them.
And
that's just...
We have limited freezer space right now, so we're able to put maybe 4 gallons at a time in the freezer, you know, because our freezers are topping off with stuff.
Last week I decided, hey, let's get this out of the freezer. So I took all the figs out. I did a massive cannon because I took off about 4 days to watch the pond and edit and get you guys videos every day for the pond. So I took all the excess figs, did a big batch, huge batch of figs. Then I turned right around the same day and took all the tomatoes out and did a huge batch of salsa. So I had, I don't remember what, 12, 14 jars of salsa?
Something like that, yeah.
So it was a massive cannon day, and then turned right around the next couple of days, did pears both days.
Yeah, the funny thing is, this year our pears are already falling off the tree, and they're already
ready. Over ready.
Some of them we cut into them, they're already rotten in the middle because they're overripe, and we're just blown away because usually we don't even think about them till August, you know, mid-August or something like that. But they're already ready, so that's piling in on top of us
early.
So between the scuppernongs are the next thing. We're already harvesting scuppernongs, and guys, I know a lot of y'all are wondering about the front pond. You know,
I got the video.
We have the footage. It's just we don't have the time. Now those of you on Patreon have already seen something.
Yeah.
But we don't have the time yet to put that together because we're running like crazy. I mean, we're trying to get our pier built. We're trying to get we got a roof that's going to go on that.
Yeah.
We've already got the material ordered and coming in for some of the things for that. guys, it's just...
We've got fencing around the new pond in the front
Yes,
that's
because
got to be done.
right now our cows are locked up in one field, and I don't believe in that because I like to rotationally graze, but because we had to take down the fencing in the back for this pond, we had to take down fencing in the front for the front pond, we don't have fencing up to turn our cows back loose, and plus we can't turn them loose on a newly built pond.
So they're in this one huge pasture, and the barn, backside of the barn where we have our cow barn, they have all that, but they can't roam the front field or the back, this side field, I guess you would say, as they usually.
And we're having to keep them fed with hay, and now they've got some green grass, but we're having to just constantly dump hay in there. Now that's really taking a toll on us because that was our winter stash of hay, and we have plenty of grass in the front pasture.
we can't
get the cows from point A to point B because there's a pond in between with no fencing. So
and two, we're on baby watch.
We
Dixie will have her baby within the next month.
Yeah.
We really were thinking mid to end August. So maybe even the 1st of September.
Maybe the 1st of September.
So we're not sure of a perfect date. We just know a about date.
Yeah, we didn't get a breed date on her because she was in with the bull, and we didn't actually know what month he bred her, but we know she's bagging up, and a first-time heifer a lot of times will bag up a month ahead of time. So we're watching her. She hasn't swelled up in the back yet really bad, so we know that she's at least not a week away anyhow.
She's at least close to a month. So
Yeah.
unless she delivers early.
Yeah,
so
unless something
we're on
weird
that.
happens.
We've had a few questions on the pond. So a lot of people want to know about the pond level. Now we've showed some people on Patreon know a little bit about it. I've threw some things on Instagram, a couple of pictures, but you want to explain the pond level and how it's doing.
Okay, this particular pond, a lot of people said, we got lots of comments about where is the pipe that goes in the pond.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
Well, first of all, this particular type pond, we could not put a pipe in it because of the way the back of the dam is made. The back of the dam is not near as high as the front of the dam is. And so there was no need in it. So what we done was the pond has a spillway, but it don't only have one spillway, it has two spillways. One is set a foot different from the other one. That way, if we got such a torrential rain that so much water was going out one spillway and it couldn't handle it without maybe washing out, this one would kick in and alleviate the water on the other side, and that way we could have the water coming around, and both of them are designed to go back into the branch that was originally the branch that the pond ran through. And a lot of people...
That is the second pond actually you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the first pond.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it did both.
Yeah, it did. It's designed to do both.
Okay.
And a lot of people are asking us about the water levels and the spring in it. Will the spring only come up to a certain point? Wanda and I, at this point, we have a piece of PVC driven into the pond, and I started off I put a 0 at a certain point, and I put 1, 2, 3 below it, and then I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to 13 or 14 above it, and I drove it down in the water level that it was at right now, all the way to 0. Well, since I done that last week, we've already went up 5 inches. So I had to pull it up out of the water.
Because it was about this far into the water.
It was getting out in the water, and I was going to have to wade out in the water to get it. And so I went out about 3 feet, and I wobbled it around until I got out of the water, and I brought it back up to shore where the water was at, and I drove it down to 0 again. So we know in the last week it's come up 5 inches. Now today, it's possible that it's already come up another inch today because of all the rain we've had.
And it's not heavy rains. This is just, at the beginning I'm showing you the light rains we're getting. We got it yesterday and today, and it's almost continuous. It's not much break in the weather.
Not a lot of break in it.
It's almost a continuous light shower. And every now and then it'll get a little bit heavier and then lighten back out. So the water is coming up. In the video of us building the pier, you could see when I went down and showed Danny standing down at the base that the water was out this far or so. Now the water's up to the post.
Yeah, it's up to the post now. That's why I had to get those lights put in when I did. Because I told Wanda, I said, with this tropical weather coming in, if I don't get these lights ordered and get them put on this pier, I'll have to stand out in the water to do it.
And that's why we painted. We painted everything as soon as we got the boards in. We painted because we knew the water would start coming up and we'd never get a chance.
Yeah, we wouldn't get a chance. And a lot of people said, well, we had some that says, well, you're not supposed to paint that lumber for 6 months. Well, in the Deep South where we live at, the heat is so intense. And I was in the construction business for 26 years. The heat is so intense that if you don't do something with that wood within the first week or two, 6 months down the road, it's done dried out to the point where it's done starting to crack and split, and you can get and stuff.
Bugs, everything.
Anything can get into the grains of the wood. It's done starting to deteriorate. Even though it's treated, it will begin to deteriorate. So we went ahead, because those posts and those boards are going to be underwater. We went ahead and painted them so that when the water comes up, it looks like the brown pier just goes right off into the water.
And I painted more than Danny told me. He said just paint
I
this
told
far.
her just come down yay far.
I painted all the way to this far from the ground because from a distance taking pictures it looks funky when you've got only this much paint on something. So I painted it on down and it makes it look better now because I was seeing a giant hole with no water for the next 6 months. But God saw different. He's given us water.
He's given us water, that's for sure.
It's coming up. It's to the post now. So eventually, I hope the first 2 posts within a week are covered, and all I see is brown.
They should be. And
people asked about the white stuff, the hay, the seeds.
People say, now, Danny, what is that white stuff you're throwing on the ground? Well, a pond is no different than a garden. A garden has to have a proper pH level. It has to have proper nutrients in the soil. The nitrogen, the phosphorus, and the potashes have all got to be at a certain level. A pond is no different. It's an ecosystem just like a garden is. So we were trying to get the pond pH up to at least 7 so that the phytoplanktons and stuff like that can grow in the bottom of the pond. In order for them to grow and produce like they need to, the pond has got to have a certain amount of nutrition put into it.
And we can't put fish in there till we know that it's to a certain level.
Yeah,
and Danny's already planning a fishing trip.
Yeah, I mean, we're already planning a place to go look at the fish and see what we got to do and all, but we've got to get the proper algae growing in the bottom of the pond. We've got to get the phytoplankton up where we need it. We've got to get the pH up where we need it at.
So the white stuff.
So the white stuff is lime. I'm putting out hydrated lime or agricultural lime, whatever you want to call it. We're putting that out into the pond. It doesn't matter which one you use. We're putting the powder out so that as it rains, it takes it down into the water, and it gets into the soil, and it raises the pH of the soil. Now, one thing, we need about 2 tons of lime where we live at per acre, and this pond's a little over an acre. So, talking to certain people that knows about ponds, they said you cannot over lime a pond, so don't worry about it. So we went ahead and ordered the lime. A man delivered it, and we're out between the rain showers trying to put lime in the pond.
And the other thing is, really before Lance was even through, we were already putting some hay out in areas that we knew might wash. We were already putting seeds out. We have used quite a bit of seeds, and I'm not sure what grass seeds
we use Bahia grass. We use Pensacola Bahia grass here where we live at because that's one of the better grasses for us. Argentina Bahia is a really good grazing Bahia, but it is extremely expensive. The Pensacola is still pretty expensive.
Yeah, still kind of.
But we went ahead and we seeded everything down with Bahia grass on the sides of the ponds, the dam, the back of the dam,
and the front pond.
And the front pond, we went ahead and done it. We covered all of it up with hay as much as we could in between the heat and the rain showers and stuff like that, just to help prevent some erosion. I won't prevent all of it, but it'll help hold the grass seeds in place. And now we've gotten the perfect amount of moisture. We've got the perfect amount of rain so far. The only thing we hadn't done is got any kind of fertilizing done. But what we're finding out is on a new pond, especially one that's muddy, you do not need to be putting any fertilizer in it. That's something you wait until your pond is established, and then you see where your nutrition, you do your soil samples once your pond has established itself.
And what kind of fertilizers, just like you would a garden?
It's just like you would do a garden. You would use something like triple 13 or 20-20-20 or or it depends on what your soil sample comes back that says that your pond needs. It may need a lot of phosphorus in it, and if it does, then you have to buy a fertilizer that has mostly phosphorus in it.
Okay. So people are asking how long before it clears up.
That is one of those things that it depends on how fast the pond fills. If the pond fills up real fast, then it will clear up a lot faster. But if it fills up very slowly and it rains and some water comes in, it rains and some water comes in, then every time the water comes in, it brings sediment with it. And when it does, it makes the water get cloudy and muddy looking. So it could take anywhere from 2 to 3 months to a year, before it could clear up.
So we don't have a clue with that one.
No, but that's not necessary for good fish because you go to the creeks and the rivers and then they'll be muddy as all get out.
Because every time it rains,
creeks get muddy and everything, and of course it does settle back out in a week or two, but the fish do just fine in it.
Yeah. So guys, we wanted to bring you this quick update on some of the things we're doing here, and we're gonna be getting fish soon, but not, just a certain type of fish.
We'll be doing,
and we'll take you along on that.
Yeah, we'll be. There's a certain protocol that you have to go through for stocking a pond, and our first protocol will probably be bluegill. Our brim will probably be what we'll be putting in. And flathead minnows. We'll probably be stocking the ponds with bluegill and flathead minnows, letting them get a good head start.
Because they'll live just about in mud.
Well, my daddy's pond is half the size of this here.
And a half.
And half that deep, and he's had brim and bass and catfish in his for a long time. So
we think we'll be okay with those as a starter fish.
Yeah.
And we'll take you along when we get those in the next week or two. What else we got?
Be looking for in the near future. We're going to show you the front pond because it turned out to be something different than what we totally expected.
Way different.
Way different than what we expected. We were looking for just a stock pond. Once Lance got in there and got to working, we realized that we just couldn't do that because of the
lay of the land.
The lay of the land. There was so much timber underground that had to be brought up because of leakage and stuff like that. That we ended up having to go a lot further than we thought we would. So
we'll do that video sometime this next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
The Queen Dome. My greenhouse is on hold right now until the weather straightens up some, because we got to build some raised beds and fill the raised beds.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue, is getting the dirt in the raised beds because it's so wet now that we've got to let all this dirt dry out.
Yeah.
And one of the things we don't have to worry about dirt now for a while, because when we dug the front pond, we had probably
excess dirt.
I'm going to say probably 10, 18 wheeler loads of dirt left over. Maybe more than that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So, and for those that asked, are we selling dirt? No, we're not selling
our
Deep
dirt.
South dirt. This stuff is valuable.
It's very black, rich dirt, and we've got 18 wheeler after 18 wheeler after 18 wheeler of it left. So.
And then we have lightard, which is a fire starter.
Yeah.
I could sell these pieces of lightard for $1,000 a piece probably, because they are trees.
Yeah.
I'm talking big huge trees worth a lot of money for that if you wanted a fire starter.
Yeah.
So we did get the dirt and the lightard was a good bonus.
It's a good bonus out of it,
from the ponds we were not expecting.
Yeah, so we're, guys, we're just, at this moment, with the, with COVID like it is and everything, everything's in a panic mode right now. We're just trying to do our best to get ourselves in the best position that we can for what's coming.
And we asked you guys to do the same.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody's building greenhouses and putting in ponds, but you can prep water. We're going to have a sign on our thing that says water is life.
Yes.
you've got to have water one way or another, even if it's bottled water. And a lot of people are saying there's a
shortage on bottled water right now.
So pay attention. If you can get a case of water every time you walk in a place or whatever, or if you can order it or whatever you can do, or if you have water you can catch up into some bottles and store to have excess water, even if you use it for just cleaning.
You can can water.
You can can water,
Yeah.
things like that. So please, consider water. Everybody's telling you food, but if you have no water, sometimes that food is not
Well,
very good.
it's a good thing that you bring it up, because people keep talking about this dehydrated foods, you know, freeze-dried foods, all this kind of stuff. Guys, that's great and that's fine, but if you don't have any water,
it ain't gonna be too good.
It ain't gonna be too good. So, you know, water is probably number one. That's why Wanda and I went ahead and made the investment that we did into a pond in the front and a pond in the back. Not only does it give us water, it gives our animals water. It gives us an extra meat source.
Once we get the fish in.
Once we get the fish in it, because fish meat is extremely healthy for the human body.
And we can take that water and boil it and clean it and use it.
Yeah. We can take a bath in it if we need to.
We can take a bath because it will be water that we can bathe in.
We can pump water out of it into our greenhouses with a solar pump. I mean, there's lots of things.
Or into the gardens.
Fish water that has fish fertilized in it. I mean, there's tons of value from us doing these two water sources that we've done here.
And so we wanted you guys to know that you do need water on your homestead. Please, in one way, shape, or form, have some water. So guys, we got to get off of here.
Yep.
We wish we could have done live. We couldn't because of this and all, but we do want to say that we're praying for a lot of people. We have some subscribers that's let us know one of them's in the hospital. One of them is minor symptoms but still sick with the COVID. You guys pray for each other and be safe. And
plus, see, Wanda lost an uncle this week, just north of us right here, about 45 minutes to COVID. So it is real. It's a real virus. We're not trying to deny that.
Yeah.
It's just that keep yourself safe. Now, I'm not telling you to put a mask on, because I don't wear one. I don't plan on wearing one. You know, it's just that keep you and your family safe. Buckle down, shelter in if you have to. Do whatever you need to do, but keep your family safe, guys. And guys, we look forward to seeing you next week or in the next video. So thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.
Bye guys.